This is John Young with It Is Jockey News. Today we're looking at another in the line of P-Series speakers from Cerwin VEGA. We've looked at the P1500X and the P1800 Sub. We're looking now at the P1000X. This is a 10-inch two-way cabinet, full range cabinet, or it can go with the Sub, which it will match up with the 1800 from Cerwin VEGA also. But this little guy is one of their, a little bit smaller version. Now we looked again at the 1500 and we really like the sound quality out of that and the dispersion and the whole configuration with that 1800 Sub. But now they've got a little bit smaller box, so it's a little easier to throw up on top of the pole. It's got a few kind of interesting features that are unique to this particular box, and we're going to talk about those in just a little bit. But this is a 1000-watt box, which if you watched our Tuesday Night with Ben Stowe episode where we talked about wattage and speakers, it really is meaningless. The important part is that this can do a max SPL rating of about 128, which if you have a couple of these in the Subs and such, that's a lot of sound pressure that this little box can handle. 10-inch two-way amplifier, it's got a lot of power to it. Obviously it can get pretty loud. Inputs on the back, it's got a few different inputs in it. It has the ability to run a combination jack here, so you can run in XLR, you can run in tip, ring, sleeve. You've got your controls on that. You can choose between mic or line, which will give you basically one is going to be a little bit more of a sensitive input and one's going to be less sensitive. And we can continue over, and it's got a couple of tip sleeve connections. Now these are unbalanced connections, which is what we're going to actually use in our little demonstration today, because I've got a typical cable coming out of a tablet, and then I need to go from RCA to that. So I'm using my little RCA to tip sleeve, which will go in there for the unbalanced signal for our test, our audio testing a little bit. It has the ability to contour the sound just a little bit. There's an enhanced EQ switch up at the top that will kind of give you a little bit better sound in some applications. They recommend when you're going to be using it, say for the DJ application, try it both ways. Try it, play a song, listen to it in the room, switch it to the other way, listen to it in the room, because one way or the other may sound better at different rooms and different locations depending upon the makeup of the room. It has next VEGA Bass Boost, which is something that's really kind of cool for those of us who run the speakers as just standalone speakers. We're just running the two tops. You can turn that on and you are going to get a stronger, louder, more presence in your bass. Then, of course, if we're using it with a Sub, we need to have a high-pass filter. That's our next switch. That will allow it to roll off those lower frequencies and let the Sub handle those. So I think we're up to the time where we're going to plug this in. We're going to hook it up to the tablet and play a little music and see what it sounds like. Now a couple of notes here as we're getting it ready to go. It has a really nice, kind of a heavier gauged power cable that's coming in the IEC cable, and it also has, goodness gracious, it must be about 7 or 8 feet long, which sometimes when you've got a top cabinet and they've only got about a 5-foot wire, you're going to use an extension cord, every time. This particular case, we probably wouldn't need an extension cord. It also comes with those RCA to tip sleeve adapters. So in case you didn't have those, you wouldn't need to get those. I forgot to mention that earlier. So we're all hooked up and we're going to turn that main volume down. We're going to make sure that that's off. Everything is off, and power up the box. It's kind of cool. It actually has a fan in it. There's a lot of powered speakers that don't have fans to keep that amplifier area cool. So that's kind of a cool thing that it has the fan so it can cool itself. Okay, so we're all plugged in. We're all hooked up. Let's put some music to it. So I'm hearing the highs, I'm hearing a nice high out of it. I can hear my lows, I can hear everything. Obviously there's no vocal in this because, well, Mr. YouTube would not like us if we had vocal in it. We'll put another video up where we will have a song that we all know that you can listen to what this sounds like. But just in the little test we have right now, we're getting a nice, full, warm sound, which of course from some of the smaller boxes is a difficult thing for it to do because sometimes they get really tinny. And as I'm sitting in front of it here, standing in front of it here, I'm not getting that piercing highs. And I've played this track on some speakers and I could get that piercing high. And I'm not getting it with the P1000X. So we'll put another video up in just a little bit that's actually a sound test with a song in which you would know. But This is a cool little box here from Cerwin Vega, and I'll put a link in the description so you can go check them out for those of you who are interested in Vega quality sound. A little bit smaller cabinet for your top cabs because, you know, we got that big sub on the bottom. This might be a great option for you to check out. This is John Young with the Disc Jockey News.